Is Paul live?
I am.
Paul is,
Yep, I am.
at least according to Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've actually taken notes this time.
I have
I'm so
notes as
proud.
well.
Me
Yay!
too.
It's the best players with notes. All right, so Paul, Rumble, and Susanna all have notes.
I do too, actually.
Oh, 4 people have notes?
I have small number of
Do all 5 of you actually have notes? Wait. Does everybody actually have some notes from last session?
Yeah.
I had to transcribe some of mine because I actually lost the first sheet from 0.5.
Sure.
I just have people's names written down.
Oh, really?
Hey, that's notes. Like people, like NPCs or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Grills.
Okay, everybody can have 500 experience and gets an inspiration point.
Beautiful.
Starting out strong today.
Hey.
So let's hear the recap.
Oh, you just have to click inspiration on this thing. Okay, cool.
Mm.
Okay, so last time we set out from Red Shore Village. Chief Coma put us in the direction of finding the wilder Grills, who supposedly could help bring our dead companion Broken Chain back to life. And we were accompanied by Summer and her filly, Nathan,
Filly.
and Alan and Adam, the 2 Silent Sons.
Mm-hmm. Somebody else? And we'll just go down the list. Paul, what do you have?
All right. So, the main thing I have here is who we fought. So we went to. I'm trying to remember if there was a name because I don't have a name associated with it. But we went to go through the domain of the
Death Singer.
The Death
Death
Singer,
Singer.
yeah. And the Death Singer isn't there, so we got basically attacked by some zombies that were restless and started rumbling around while we were trying to get through. Got through that, okay, only to be attacked again and again and again by griffins, bugbears, shadow dogs. Basically everything you could think of to throw at us in that last session.
Not everything I could think of. You should see my list of encounters.
But the big thing is we saw there was a rumbling and a big creature that kind of scared us at first was eaten by an even bigger creature that forced the Silent Sons to demask, caused some like psychic tremors to happen so we could get away, basically. And
Okay.
In all of that chaos, we kind of lost contact with them and we're on our own, which is why we found ourselves in a cave where the bugbears attacked us and where we ended up meeting a bear named Grills.
All right, Homer, what do you have?
Just that Grills is a wilder who I think just turns into a bear. I don't think he is a bear, but yeah.
Druid, but yeah.
It's also we talked to Zand, it's the warden of the 3 villages. Kind of
Okay.
healed us up after last time. That was where we started. And
Zand didn't heal you up.
no, one of the
Okay.
druids in the
Okay. Yes.
Zand's area.
Well, Zand is the warden that came with you.
Zand is
character.
who our yes, is our red shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Red shirt.
Also, Summer had sung a song that allowed us to escape the beast that gave our stamina, but when she was done, she was exhausted, and Nathan just kind of took her away to safety.
Okay. Lizard, what do you have?
I mean, that was a pretty good recollection of what happened last time.
Well, just do you have anything that wasn't covered?
Came from Red Shore Village. We're looking for. Well, our next goal is to go explore this temple. It was a temple, right? Yeah. And that's where we can find out how to capture an elemental so that we can make it rain and then get a specific flower to resurrect my old character.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Rumble, do you have anything?
No, that pretty much covers it in terms of what my notes say. Because
Does
mine
it-
are awfully brief, like got fucked in a cave, met the shitty pun,
Sure.
and then
Yeah, we did attempt to sleep
Yeah.
twice. It didn't work out. either
Does
time.
anybody remember what your goal leaving Red Shore was?
in order to help them find a relic in order to keep their word up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Supposedly
and
there's an amulet in the temple or something like that. Or no, we got
And,
an amulet.
We got an
There's-
amulet.
We got an amulet.
and
We're just
theoretically
looking
get
for
our
stuff.
cat guy resurrected.
Mhm.
So at some point, I have his ashes in a vial.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second. I forgot how to pronounce something.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. All right. I had to pull that up and listen. Anyway, so that's pretty much everything that's from last time. So without further ado, let's say you guys wake up the morning after. You're in the camp of Grills and his Wilder troop, which is really just Grills and like maybe 4 or 5 other Wilders, which if you don't remember, Wilders are just people that don't stay in under the protection of wards. So like almost everybody here bears some sort of scars, wounds, like nobody is unmarred by nature. What do you do?
Well, we need the direction of the temple.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to seek out Grills? Do you want to talk to just one of the other Wilders? How do you want to try and figure that out?
Probably talk to Grills.
Okay. So you seek out Grills, who is like just sitting near an open fire roasting some sort of meat. You're not really sure what animal it was. They've carved it off into a hunk. It's sitting over a spit. It smells like bacon. It's the best morning ever for you guys, probably since you went missing from, Wheaton. So Grills sees you approach and he leans back and kind of uses his extra large hands to rotate the spit with one finger while he looks at you, in anticipation. Clearly, you've all approached him, intentionally. So he's waiting to hear what you have to say.
I thought druids were vegetarians.
Is that what you say?
Yes.
He just cocks an eye at you and kind of gestures to his giantesque form. It's kind of hard to sustain a vegetarian lifestyle when you're this big.
I nod.
Can't maintain the gains if it's just on grass, man.
You could eat trees.
Entire trees.
Yes.
I doubt anyone could pass that much fiber.
Yeah, you gotta bulk up.
So I'll go ahead and tell him that we've decided to hunt down an elemental since we have other goals at the temple,
Mm-hmm.
but we need to know which direction to head.
So he claps his big hands together. He's like, "Excellent, excellent. I'm so happy to hear it. None of my Wilders will step foot on the ground, so I am very pleased to hear that somebody's willing to go in. So we're actually, coincidentally enough, camped not far from where the temple is. Maybe a day's ride, or walk if you walk briskly. If you just head out of camp, you'll hit a fork of trails, and you just need to follow the largest one. It used to be, before I was born, I believe it was a well-maintained beacon for pilgrims all over the land to pay homage to the elements. Other than that, you really can't miss it. You just go straight.
For what reason do you and your druids avoid this temple?
Well, there are murmurings that it's cursed, but as wilders, we don't see fit to place ourselves in unnecessary danger. I simply act, but I'm friendly with the 3 villages out of respect for the 3 chiefs. We were all good friends once upon a time.
But not now?
No, we still are, just I rarely see them. More along the lines of, they know that I'm capable of keeping wards, I just prefer not to stay under the safety of wards so as not to dull my senses. But that means also not seeking danger.
I gotcha.
Well, unnecessary danger is my middle name, so I'm ready to go.
What an intriguing middle name.
Kind of wordy.
Yeah.
Did you write that on your character sheet?
Oh, I also don't have a last name, so.
If you don't have a last name, how can you have a middle name? Wouldn't the middle name then be the last name?
It goes inside the G.
Oh.
I see.
Unnecessary danger, good.
Maybe
It's
he
the
just
it's the
writes-
middle of his name.
Maybe he just writes unnecessary danger in the shape of a G. As
Or
the middle letter.
he draws an egg with the word unnecessary danger, or the words unnecessary danger.
Wouldn't
Yes.
it just look like an oval though?
Sure. Sometimes he puts a little crack in it, just depending if he's having a bad day. So, I mean, if you ever want to know how Egg is feeling, clearly just ask him for his signature. Anyway,
Anyway, are we ready to head out?
is there anything else that the Wilders can do for you before you're away?
I'll kind of make like I'll get their attention however I get their attention, and kind of like look around and then hold my hand out at about like Summer's height as a sort of, where's Summer?
So Grills just mimics you and looks at you like he doesn't understand. He's just putting his hand out at the same height.
I just speak up and say, we were with a pixie. Have you seen her?
No. But you were with a pixie?
Young pixie about this high, and then I just point to him doing the thing.
Nod.
And 2 silent sons. They've gone
she
missing.
had a horse with her too.
Did they just disappear?
Well, we saw them in the distance as we ran away from the terror they were holding at bay for us, essentially.
Well, didn't we tell Grills already about the monster, and then they were unmasked and all that?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
couldn't
asked
remember.
about Summer.
Okay.
This is they've seen her, I guess.
Did Grill? I mean, he would know. So, he's like, no. If no pixies came through here, and your silent sons, if unmasked, either returned to their village afterward or were, slain. So, if they aren't with you, I have no idea where they are.
Okay.
Maybe the grotto.
What's the grotto?
It's probably best that information is given to you by a pixie herself.
Do I know what a grotto is?
You might know of it.
Okay.
What happens in the grotto stays in the grotto.
Kind
Yeah,
of.
that sort of thing.
Well, I bet you that's where the silent sons cut out their tongue to become possessed by the banshees or whatever.
Do they have any rations they could give us? I had to throw away some of mine.
Wolf said they gave us a week's worth last session.
Gotcha.
So I guess that's 7.
Sure. okay.
Specifically.
I mean 10.
Okay, we'll do 10.
We should ask if they have any special rope to help us get through.
I hold out the rope that I have.
Who are you holding it out to?
I'm just holding it up to show that I have rope.
I mimic the same, just as greasy shitty rope.
Yes, well, we have rope, so I guess we're good to go.
Grills nods really slowly and gets back to the spit. He's like, "You're welcome to eat before you go."
Smells delicious.
Do you guys want to head out? Do you stay and eat and then leave? I mean, how are we?
Yeah, I
Definitely
definitely
stay.
eat.
Okay. So you're prepared a little bit of what is basically a feast. They have some stale trail bread, which they moisten in like a fermented, almost like a wine mead mixture. And so it's like really sweet, really tart, but it's got like the punch of Everclear. You're basically eating thick hunks of bacon and some sort of weird ass egg. So full meal, everybody feels nice and rested. You tip-top shape, top of your game, and once you guys are ready to head out, it's a clear path to follow.
Okay, let's go.
So, a couple of hours down the path, and everything that Grill said makes perfect sense. I mean, you're on this fairly large, looks like a well-traveled path. It's got a little bit of overgrowth that's taking over it, so it looks like it's not as well traveled as it used to be. But it's clear that whoever came through here originally intended for this to be basically a road more
Right.
than just a footpath. You could probably fit 2 full carriages or wagons abreast of each other. The forest itself almost seems to respect the path, where the only thing that's really growing over it is the occasional root from a nearby tree. Before too much longer, you come to the first of many forks, and sure enough, there are several small offshoots going various directions. You can choose if you guys want to dive off the main path, or you can stay on the one that you were instructed.
So it's still very
But-
obvious what the main path is.
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
I'd like to stop right at the intersection and try something.
Sure. Sure.
I take out that compass coin, flip it, and see where the arrows point.
Or
How
you need
the
to-
hell did you get the compass coin out of my pocket?
Was it in your pocket?
Yes!
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
given. I think it was given to her.
Oh, was it? Okay,
Yeah.
I asked for it then.
I kind of rumble around in my pockets and then I toss it to you.
Okay, I just catch it and then flip it and put it
Mhm.
down to see which way the arrow points.
It's pointing off into the woods.
Hmm.
As I just keep walking on the main path.
Like the side that landed head or face up or whatever is
I
pointing.
mean, both sides of the coin have an identical arrow on them. They just point different directions.
different directions,
Um,
right?
Yeah, but it just points like kind of wonky off the path into the woods.
Okay.
Well,
I do it one
Probably
more
not
time.
a
to go
straight
that
path.
way.
Okay. It points wonky off the path in a slightly to the left of where it was last time.
I just kind of shake it and throw it back to her, saying it's broken, and keep walking.
Well, there was always a 50% chance that it was going to be wrong.
Yeah, but there was 50% chance it could be right.
Why don't
Well,
you
we
guys
already know which way we're going.
So what is the description of the item that you're using?
So
Me?
it's the compass.
Or whoever has it written down.
Declare
It's the compass
destination, it'll
coin.
show the way to or away from it.
Okay. All right, so you guys stay on the main path.
Yes.
All right. Probably about 2 hours in. Make a perception check. Exand and Thame, you all believe that you hear not too far away what sound like the whimpers and cries of a woman in pain.
Now that I'm feeling much better, my keen hearing has returned.
Yes, indeed.
I hear a woman in pain.
I
nod.
also hear it.
From where's it coming
Is it off
from?
the main trail?
I
It's-
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like, so you guys are on the main trail. Let's say that the main trail is going east-west, just so that it's oriented in your brains.
Okay.
So the sounds you're hearing sound like they're maybe 20 yards south through some thick brush. And as you're listening closer, now that everybody's heard it, you can clearly hear that it's like the quiet, racking sobs and the occasional like moan for help.
Well, that sounds like a whole lot of not my problem.
Agreed.
Yeah, it sounds like a big basket of nope, if you ask me.
I point
Where do you point?
at the woman. Or
Like
where
that,
sounds
the direction from the sounds are coming from?
Yeah.
Okay.
As if
If I was-
casting my vote.
If I were
Right.
sure that were a real woman crying for help, I'd want to go help. But I'm not sure it's not a trick.
That seems like
So
it might be
I'm-
a trap.
I'm with the majority of the party to just keep going.
I would argue my point, but
You don't have a tongue.
yep.
I mean, you can make noise.
Oh yeah, that'd help argue my point.
Maria, must investigate the noise. Okay.
Your
So,
character knows how to read and write, right? Common?
Yep.
Alright. I give you a pen for my calligraphy supplies
Holy
and some
shit.
parchment. So anytime you
Oh
have...
my god.
It's only one piece of parchment, because these are important. So anytime you have something really important you want to get across, you can write it down.
And I just hug you.
But it's not very big
Duh.
paper, so you can't just write everything.
Okay.
okay.
write
I
down
just
some
put it in my pocket.
keywords.
I'm not gonna waste it right now.
All right, give
But I
me
definitely
one
nodded. Thanks.
I feel
Okay.
bad, like, not checking to see if it's a person, but we've been through the ringer already.
I just say, it's a trick. Not fall for the woods.
Alright, well, we can keep going.
Okay, give me
I
a
am
sec.
so not impressed with this place that we got transported to. I'm not going off the trail.
Three of them.
Sorry?
It doesn't make sense. I'm looking through my archives here, and there's three of something in my, like, the things I uploaded, but I definitely only uploaded it once, so I don't know why it's doing.
In
Um,
Roll20 specifically?
Yes.
Yeah,
Roll
Roll20 is
20
kind of garbage for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was getting frustrated with the
Mm-hmm.
nonsense earlier today as well.
Did you see my
okay.
DM wall?
No, hold on. Oh, okay. So are you like looking at it? Because you don't know.
Fair enough. That was general inquiry.
Oh, okay. Well, the answer is you don't know.
Fair enough.
Does that influence anything? Like
No,
you-
that was just
okay.
for the future.
Okay. All right. So as you guys ignore the sound and continue moving onwards,
I'm a bit sad.
I mean, you don't. I don't want to split the party, but you can always just do what you want to do if you want to go peek.
See, like, meta, I know that it's a trap. But, like, my character's
Do
a
you,
good
though?
character.
But, like, out of
But
character,
that-
you actually don't. Is the
Yeah.
thing.
But,
I've
like,
known
I
Wolf
feel
long
like
enough
I
that
know.
this might actually be a huge thing. But I'm willing to assume he's gonna kill us. So
Can I get, like...
So wait. So are your decisions being affected out of character here? No, I mean, you guys can ignore it. It's no problem. It's just if you want to go explore it, you don't have to be beholden to the group majority, especially as a red shirt.
I actually kind of
That's
don't,
a red shirt.
in general, want to.
I would like hold up my hands to stop the party,
Okay.
and then like. Actually, let me ask you this: if I climbed up a tree, would I get a better view, or is this like such a thick, dense forest that I know that it would?
You might actually be able to. You aren't sure without climbing up, but
Okay.
if you wanted to try climbing and seeing if you get a better look, you can certainly do that.
I would like to.
Okay. So, as you guys all vote to move onward, Zand appears to hold his hands up for a moment and then ducks off the trail, shimmying up a tree.
Okay. I stop and watch.
Okay. So make your perception check.
Mine? Oh,
No,
him.
no,
Yeah.
Zand,
Okay.
the one who climbed.
19.
Okay. Me.
That was a good roll, too.
This spring,
At 19.
something. It might be easier if you send it over Discord.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, cool. Because when you like whisper something on roll 20, it doesn't specify.
It
that
does.
it's a
It says
whisper.
from GM.
Yeah, it just doesn't do it very well. It looks like a normal text.
Hmm.
Well, how about this? I'm not gonna write anything in roll 20 if it's for everybody.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, that's what Discord is for.
Yeah, right.
And then you don't like. I don't know if everybody has multiple monitors, all that jazz. So,
I definitely do. Just thank God that I do.
Okay.
Been up there for a while, guys. What do you think he sees?
I had to
Probably
type it
eaten
out.
by a bird.
Probably
Whatever
eaten
he
by-
sees, he sure can't tell us what it is.
Wouldn't it be easier to go to the channel above and just say it?
Yeah, but I already typed half of it.
I believe they call that a sunk cost fallacy, but I'm down.
Pot committed.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, while we're waiting for him to see something up there, I'm going to take this opportunity to go ahead and cast Mage Armor on myself. Because I'm getting
Okay.
a little anxious out here in the woods.
Fuck. I didn't prep mage armor.
Yeah, well, now would. Why not?
Because I never use it.
Mm.
Although I really should.
Okay, you know what you see. What do you do? Yeah, if you want to reply. Oh, okay. Okay, we can actually hop the channel.
Well, it's okay. I think I got what I needed.
Okay.
I guess I could have just said that out loud,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna hop down
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and get the party's attention, and then point excitedly at the sound,
Like,
and then disappear into the forest, and head towards the forest.
okay.
Oh, okay.
So he gets down and vigorously gestures towards it, like the very emphasized pointing, and then just like into the woods.
With weapons out.
With weapons out? Oh, okay.
Oh, shit.
I just kind of go, and start trailing him, I guess. I start, like, briskly, not running, but, like, jogging behind
Yeah.
him.
Sure.
Because
I'm
he's
gonna
ahead of me.
I'm gonna sigh and say, "This is why I got Mage Armor." And I'll follow them.
Just rubbing it
go.
in Rumble's face even
Is
more.
anybody
Yup.
not going?
I mean, reluctantly, yes, I will follow.
I just want to know if anybody is not going.
No, I'm definitely going.
Okay, all right.
As soon
So
as I see
everybody follows after Zan.
Yeah.
Like pushing loudly through the twigs and undergrowth and like
Even his stealth.
yeah, there's certainly no aspect of stealth to this. The sobs and moans grow louder as you get closer and then suddenly stop. Zand, as you push through to the spot where you saw what you saw, you can make out, like now more clearly. Let me get an image up here so I can describe it properly. So it like from behind, you see a woman draped in like a white silken dress, which is now stained red with blood. Like a strange-looking spear protruding through her gut, and pinning her in place is a statue of a man wearing robes, holding the spear, and one of his arms wrapped around her, like holding her to him, almost like he had grabbed her from behind and pulled her towards him as he thrust forward with that spear and stabbed it through her. Scattered on the ground all around him are some like elaborate and intricately carved pieces of armor, including like a jagged sword broken in two, and then another one identical nearby.
Oh,
But
no.
it's a statue, like an actual statue.
Yes. The woman herself has ceased to cry or make noise, and is cautiously peering like partway over her shoulder, and you hear her call out, "Hello?"
Can all of us see and hear this at this point?
Sure. Everybody
I
else
hope
catches
so.
up.
I was like, let me
kinda-
just respond.
So you're there a solid 10 seconds. You're the only one that hears her say hello.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Then everybody else catches up, and she's like, "Who's there? I hear you. I know you're there. If you're here to finish me off, then do the job." Damned witch.
Can we promptly fuck off?
As I walk forward.
I just kind of stop and like watch. I don't say a thing.
I'll walk into eyesight.
Okay, Zand walks out. You see a woman with long strands of hair that look almost like snakes. Draped around her, like I said before, is that like loosely hanging white silken dress, now marred and bloodied. She's clearly pinned by this statue. She's impaled on one side, the arm is got her locked in on the other, and you can see that she's tried desperately to move and wiggle, and it's just exacerbated the impaling wound. She pleads and begs for you to come close and please free her. Please free her.
I look over at the other people with me
fast.
in the group.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of see what they're doing.
Sure.
I'll move towards her.
Hey,
And
let
I'll,
it go.
and I'll kind of, have my hands empty and just be like, "What happened here? What happened to you?"
So as you approach her, you can see that she's almost making an effort to not look at you. And she's like, "Oh, thank you so much. I've been here. Oh, I have lost track of the time. My mirror. They stole my mirror. I tend the Pixie Grotto. I mean you no harm. Please help me."
That's all I needed to hear. I moved to help.
Mm-hmm. So as you get closer to her, you can see that like she is pinned by this statue. Like she's stuck in a bad way.
I break off the arm that's pinning her.
Sure. Make a strength check.
Can I start searching around the clearing, kind of looking to see if there's a mirror or anything like that?
Sure. Make an investigation check. So Zand, you like powerfully just like downswing with like fists. Do you want to use a weapon? How are you doing this?
I was thinking like pulling against. So I.
Oh sure.
I don't
So you
end up, like,
you pull. Okay.
Yeah.
So you pull on the arm of the statue, and you find that the statue weighs very little, and it like it topples over, and she just screams in pain, as you're able to wrest the arm free of the rest of it. Like, so you rip this arm off, the statue falls over, everybody's imbalanced, it pulls her down, and the spear that's through her just gets yanked as well, and so she just wails, and her hair seems to come alive for a moment. Where did my...
I'm deeply disturbed by everything I'm watching happen.
Sure.
By the way, I'm just kind of like,
Uh,
oh god, what are they doing?
Make a
Egg is,
Constitution saving throw, please, Zan.
Also,
That's
Egg
what I
is
was waiting
watching
for.
The edge of the clearing to see if there's anyone else watching this.
So you're
Mhm.
out of the clearing now, or into the clearing rather?
I'm at the edge of it.
I'm going to need you to repeat that in just a sec. And
Sure.
let me finish reading through. All right, so tell me what you just said.
I'm at the edge of the clearing, watching the other edges of it to see if there's anyone else.
Okay.
Or signs of anyone else.
Sure. Okay. So really, you haven't seen anybody else, but if you want to look for signs of people, you can always make a perception check or investigation if you're looking for tracks or anything like that.
I will do perception.
Okay. All right. So first, Zand, as she's toppling, you catch her eyes for a moment, and they appear to glow yellow. You feel your body stiffen and go rigid for just a moment, but the feeling is fleeting and passes. She snaps her eyes closed and falls underground, clutching herself. As the spear is driven further into her. Now that it's so like she falls onto the spear basically.
Oh, can I try to catch her?
You already had
Right.
to do a thing
Okay,
to
fair
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's like clutching this thing as it goes almost all the way through her, but it's still gripped in the broken arm of the statue. The rest of the statue's fallen over. Pedalin, as you're looking around for a mirror, you don't see anything, but you definitely see footprints that are leading away from where you are now. Egg, as you're searching as well, you spot the same footprints, and it looks like now that you're actively looking for somebody having been here, you're pretty sure they're fairly recent. They are deep set in mud, so it appears that there was some sort of water here recently. It's not like a marshy, boggy ground, but like at the edge of the clearing, like the ground is soaked, and and you can see like deep boot prints in the soil.
Like one person or how many?
It looks
Different.
like one set.
Okay. Heading away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are they heading in the direction that we were headed towards the temple?
Yes, actually.
Question.
Answer.
How noticeable was my momentary
You felt it.
It was clear,
Like you felt your body go rigid, but were able to shake it off.
so it's not something I'd be like, oh, that was weird. Oh well.
Well, let's just say that as soon as you pulled the thing off and realized, and she had her reaction, you realized she wasn't a human. She is in fact a creature that you have had much experience dealing with, being in this side of the world, and you know that she is a Medusa.
Is that
As deadly as they are
evil?
beautiful. Typically, yes. I mean, they're responsible for the deaths of many pixies, silent suns, and villagers most of the time. Like, they are intelligent, and so most of the time, like a solitary Medusa isn't going to go out of her way to like attack the village. But anybody that gets close to her territory, she has zero problem killing and destroying. And every once in a while, through the life that you've led, a particularly beautiful woman will just go missing. and it's always blamed on the Medusa.
So probably not good feelings towards Medusas.
Probably not, but she is lying on the ground sobbing and in pain.
I start slowly making my way up, but like, I mean, whatever. I put two and two together, and I'm trying to stay kind of out of sight as I do it. So is that a stealth check?
Sure.
Okay. I just know I don't want to be seen as I make my way closer.
Okay.
I share the information about the footprints with the group. Show how they're headed towards the temple. And whoever took the mirror is probably headed towards the same place we are.
Sure.
Where's Madam?
I think she's still in the brush, hiding.
So I can't see her.
Less hiding, more staying out of it.
Right.
I point towards the Madam, and then like have her like do the like come hither.
Do you point to the blind woman and motion for her to come toward you?
All right, that's actually really difficult.
It's not difficult to point and say come hither, but yeah.
So even though he does that,
I don't do that actually because you are blind.
Okay.
God damn it. I guess I'm just going to try to help her without looking at her
Okay.
too much.
So you want to pull the spear free?
Where's Petalin?
I'm over here.
I do the come hither.
I'll inch like sideways up, but I'm gonna stay behind Zand, like
So
out of her direct line of sight.
other than Zand, I need to know why. I guess an Arcana check or a Nature check will tell me whether or not you guys have ever encountered a Medusa.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Petalin, Madame
Gotcha.
Beldam, and Egg, yes. Thame, no.
I'll go with I've heard stories about them from
Sure.
crewmates.
Yeah, that's actually probably with a 13. Yeah, you've heard tales of beautiful women that their beauty is so powerful or so wicked that it turns man or anybody who looks upon them to stone. Petalin, you've probably directly encountered a Medusa before. How you lived, that's up to you. And Madame Beldam, I mean, probably around the same. As for the circumstances and all that jazz, it's up to you. But Thame, no, you've never.
I've never encountered one, but my natural distrust of people I don't know has kept me kind of scared.
Right. I mean, you just found a random beautiful woman. Like you haven't even seen her face, and
That
just
by
like
a statue. Like it's kind of weird. It's a weird thing.
like being pinned and impaled by a statue.
Yeah.
At that.
It's a weird situation, and I don't like it.
Yes. And then like the destroyed suit of armor nearby as well. So yeah.
Okay.
So Petalin is inching closer, knowing what the Medusa is.
Well, assuming I
Beldam,
didn't know, I would cover my eyes and point to her.
Well, you know because you've yeah. Okay.
Oh no, I meant
So-
assuming I didn't
oh,
know. Petalin
okay.
didn't.
So you're gonna
yeah.
pantomime like closing your eyes and okay, got it. So Petalin, what are you doing?
Well, I'm not looking directly at her, but kind of like to the side of her, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing behind Zan so that she looks up. She's not really gonna see me.
As you get closer, it's like this creature is very nearly gone. Like she is dying.
Makes sense.
Just
I'm gonna
Like, you
point-
can see like scorch marks on her flesh. You can see like the wound from the spear itself, which seems to like it's not like it's been agitated. as she tried to free herself.
Right.
She is beaten and wounded severely. She's just kind of
Is
lying
the
on
spear
the ground.
like all the way through her, or
Yeah, like so the
stuck
blade has
in
gone.
her?
The blade has gone through, and it's like she's now impaled on the haft.
Jesus.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, I closed roll 20. Shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Pedalin's attention and point to my hand and point towards the Medusa.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna put an image in Discord so you guys can see what I'm
Alright.
talking about in terms of the spear, because it's a little weird looking.
I'm gonna say to Zand that I think it's too late to help her.
I'd say I'm
You
about
could heal
15 to
her.
20 feet away, just kind of
Mm.
crouched there watching.
I mean, she's
Yeah,
not
he's
dead.
just waiting. He
She's-
doesn't want to
she's
get near the
dying.
Medusa.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm just
I
watching
shake my head.
Zan and Pedalin kind of pantomiming some conversation, but I can't really hear it.
Sure.
Let's see. Would I know if it was better to take it? Oh no, never mind. I know the answer. Yeah, I just shake my head and point to the Medusa.
Okay.
Is the spear
to
still
pedal it.
spear material?
What do you mean?
It was just the person turned to stone?
Yes.
Okay.
I was like, what do you mean is the spear material? Yeah, and there's the broken sword and the intact sword lying nearby as well.
Yeah, I'm more or less urging Pedalin to heal her.
I'm not
Oh,
so
okay.
sure that's a good idea.
I'm not.
I'm just gonna, I address the Medusa. I was like, are we in your territory right now? Are these your lands?
She
look at
doesn't
you a little incredibly.
she opens her mouth as if to reply and just sobs instead.
Who did
You're
this
pretty
to
sure
you?
these are probably her final moments.
I urge you.
Quit shaking me. I get the idea. Fine.
I don't shake you. I just I'm pointing at her like, come on.
Against my better judgment.
I ready my weapon.
Okay. I mean, all you see is Pedalin starts to get ready to cast a spell.
Exactly. So,
yeah,
I'm thinking
okay.
maybe she's gonna try to
Mhm.
kill her or something. So I gotta
Okay.
be ready.
Okay.
All right. I will cast a heal on the woman.
Okay. So you heal the creature. You can see her wound begins to knit closed a little bit. I mean, she's still impaled by the spear, but she's no longer in agonizing death throes. She seems to stabilize, and for a moment, she her ragged breathing turns a little bit more calm, and she just passes out.
Oh, well, that went better than expected.
I will slowly and carefully start to lift her off the spear. Or can I just...
I
I would-
yell out while he's attempting to do that. Are you trying to kill her, you meat mountain?
Yeah, I would definitely take the spear out and leave her be.
I just
the
kind of
spear is
stand
a
up
part of...
and say, "What are we doing? What happened? I thought you were killing her."
Well, here's the thing.
I put my weapon
Is-
away.
Okay.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that all this water from around here is from a water elemental. Because you see how the footprints go off in the direction of the temple? So,
What does a
If
dying
we
woman
can-
in the middle of nowhere have to do with elementals?
Well, she's not she's not a woman. She's a Medusa.
The hell is a Medusa? It's obviously a woman.
Well, I mean, it is and it isn't.
I just kind of look
It is.
baffled.
Look, the point is that she can turn people into stone, and so
Even more
if we
reason
can-
for her death.
Or counterpoint, we get her help in the temple.
So
like
she
maybe
can kill us
knows
all.
Something. She's too wounded to go with us. I'm just saying, like, she can maybe give us some information. And then
No one else that's good-natured in the party.
It's not about being good. It's about seeing something hurt and just wanting to end its suffering. And now I know it could kill us. Now I want it dead.
So at this point, I've moved up to the group where
Sure.
they were by the passed out woman.
Okay.
And the fact that I know what a Medusa is, can I go tear off some cloth and like tie a blindfold on her face to cover her eyes?
If you have some, sure.
Can I just rip my sleeve?
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's up to you if you want to tear whatever clothing you have.
I'm
I
still
will
wanting somebody
go
to
ahead and
explain
do
to
that.
me how this is a good idea to keep something with so much power alive. My
I'm
character is
just saying.
baffled.
So you're just kind of doing that, like mouth open, palms up, like what the?
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, what the... Okay.
I think we could get her help.
Who's gonna help us when we are stoned?
She could have already turned us into stone, but she didn't.
I nod.
And if it's true that she's a guardian of the Pixie Grotto or whatever the heck it is, maybe she can help us find Summer also.
What leads you to
How-
believe she's a guardian of the Pixie Grotto, I ask?
That's what she said.
How
She
much would
literally
I
said
know?
it.
You realize
that
I
at
can't
all
hear. I didn't hear any of the conversation.
Oh,
Okay.
well, yeah, well, she
Well-
said it.
Okay.
What was the question? How much do you know?
Like, how likely, like, given my character's background, would that be true?
That she guards the Pixie Grotto?
Yeah.
I mean,
Or would I just not know?
what you know is that it is a place that exists, and it is a place where Silent Suns and Pixies are able to go, but nobody else is. Like no other villager has ever stepped foot in it. So you know of it, but you've never been there. You failed your ritual.
Yeah, but like, is that at all a chance that a Medusa would be a guardian?
I mean, you know it
Actually, no.
exists. Yeah, I mean,
Gotcha.
sure, there's as much chance as there is a Medusa could be guarding it as there is that she could be lying.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Like you don't have any reason to believe that would be the truth. You're like, well, I don't really know anything about it. Maybe.
I turn towards Madame Beldam, and I'm just like,
Who is now
please speak some
fixing-
reason.
fixing a blindfold over the creature's eyes.
Right.
So she's still got the spear sticking through her too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
can
that's
somebody
fine.
I'm
take the
getting to
spear
that.
out?
Okay.
I'm waiting for these people to stop bickering.
Okay.
Egg is not
Are you all done arguing?
interested in coming close to the Medusa. He's just keeping watch
Mm-hmm.
over the grove.
Okay.
All right. Are you? Does anybody else want to?
So
So I mean, just pointing this out, there is more on the ground than dirt, footprints, and Medusa.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get there.
Okay, that's fine. Just want to make sure we're not.
I'm asking Madame
anyway.
Beldam
There's still
what
the
she's...
armor, right?
Yeah, that's what he's referencing.
How close is the armor and stuff to the Medusa?
It's like very nearby.
Okay. Then Egg doesn't bother. Go closer.
I take it nobody here wears really heavy armor.
Oh, never mind. I was gonna say something.
what was
I
what
nod.
was Fame asking the madam?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was basically asking what's your take on all this, since you seem to be dressing her.
This is for our own protection
From
in
what?
this matter. Sorry, I got a text.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, magical text inbound.
Mhm.
It was my
Received the
landlord.
message.
My bad.
Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
Anyway, so for
it's for our
protect-
protection because her eyes can turn us to stone if you make direct contact.
Do not just cut them out then.
Jesus.
If you
Harsh,
want her
right?
A little
alive,
harsh, don't you think?
I think it's a fair compromise. She lives. She loses her main source of killing us. Everybody wins.
Well, it's not specifically her eyes that turn you to stone. It's more like just her face in general.
Hard to live without one's face. Agreed.
The
Yeah.
good party members might speak out against the eyeball scooping.
I'd love to.
I'm only aware of 2 good characters because somebody has their alignment unlisted.
Ooh,
So
not me, right? No, okay, it's there.
Anyway.
Egg is good, but he's
Um,
also scared of the Medusa.
Being this close now, can I see what material the haft of the spear is made of?
It's like
Spear stuff.
I mean it's wood, but it's foreign wood. Like it's like you touch it and it's like smooth, but it's made to be held, masterfully crafted just by looking at it. It's like a solid white wood.
Okay. So here is the plan that I am thinking. Place the immovable rod on her so she can't move. Snap the spear haft in half and then pull it through her and then heal her afterwards.
Works for me.
Interesting. That's an
Nice.
interesting idea.
Do you think you can do that, Meat Mountain?
I
There.
look at you quizzically at the breaking when you said breaking it in half.
I mean, you can speak up out of character if you want to add to that.
I mean, I'm just wondering why you want to break it in half and not just pull it out the other way.
Because the other way has pointy bits on it.
No,
Well,
not
it-
the pointy bit part.
He's saying pull it all the way through.
I want to
I
How
don't
mu-
think we
how much
can,
more
'cause
is
it's
there to
being
pull
gripped by
through?
the statue.
Well, she's like laying on her side on it, but yeah, that's so. Susanna had brought up the point is that the arm of the statue is still attached to the bottom.
Yeah, we can't pull it all the way
okay.
through.
I mean, that's not an
So-
issue, right? I was easily able to break it, right?
I mean, you had to pull, but yeah, it
Okay.
broke. So I mean, if
Okay,
you want to
I'll
make
just
the
break the
argument
spear.
that, I was gonna say if you want to make the argument of trying to break the statue hand, like maybe chisel it free instead of destroying the weapon, you can try that.
Oh yeah, I guess I'll give that a try before breaking the weapon.
Does anybody have any sort of tool that would be useful for that?
What's he trying to do?
I guess he's trying to break the fist off of the haft of the spear.
Oh, no, I don't have anything that could help with that.
I have a hammer,
Okay.
a war hammer.
Uh-huh. There's typically one more tool used in that
Chiseling?
kind of yeah.
If I mean, I have a knife.
Okay.
Nobody took a climber's kit, huh?
Yeah, I don't think my fishing tackle is gonna help.
No,
here.
I don't think so either.
I mean,
If I
if
had
you
a
want to try
chisel,
using,
this would be great.
if you want to use a hammer or knife, that's fine.
I guess that's a pretty good chisel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Or,
I'll go ahead
hell,
and do
you
that.
could use one of your hand axes like a wedge. I don't know. Whatever you want to do.
I'll use the knife and
Okay, just make. Yeah, make a
Well,
warhammer
before-
attack.
Before we do anything, can we put the immovable rod on her so she can't
Sure.
move, please?
I like that idea.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, I will push it down onto her and then activate it.
Okay.
Just shake my head at you guys.
Okay. So the immovable rod is active and in place.
It's not like gonna crush her or anything, is it?
I mean,
If you
he
roll a
activates
one,
it.
maybe.
Yeah. So let's
Well, no. I don't know how the unmovable rod thing works. It's not like it's suddenly like 1,000-pound rod that we just set on her. It just stays in place.
Immovable.
Got it. All right, I'm gonna do my Warhammer attack.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Good shit. Good shit.
So you miss the dagger and just snap the haft of the spear.
Well, that solves that, like I planned on from the beginning. And yeah, we begin removing it.
So you
Like,
snap the
that
haft of the spear, and she wakes up screaming because you've just like sent shockwaves through this thing in her. But as she struggles, she can't seem to move. She thrashes for a little bit before kind of realizing her predicament and then going still. And through the occasional like grimace or whimper, she asks, "Who are you? Why have you done this?"
Believe it or not, lady, we're not trying to kill you.
Well, I just say it under my breath.
Through pain, she you can see that she's almost got a smirk. She's like, "Lady, this one knows her manners."
So, this next bit, I'm not gonna lie, probably gonna hurt a lot. But if you can just hang in there, we're trying to help.
I see.
So I'll instruct Fame to go behind her where the spear is poking through, and grab onto it, ready to pull. And I'll place my hand on her back.
Sure.
And then give him a cue to yank the spear out.
So like where the blade is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You guys gonna pull the spear?
Yep. And
So-
as he pulls it out, I will cast Healing Hands.
Okay. Sure. So do your healing hands. I mean, no need to check for. I mean, you're gonna pull the spear out. It's like.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that sound effect.
Ain't the first time I pulled a spear. It's fine.
So, Madame Beldam lays hands on the creature and passes some healing. I need to know how much healing.
4.
Oh, okay. All right. So the wound begins to knit closed even further. The most of her burns and stuff are still there. She's clearly still hurt. But her breathing is normal. She attempts to sit up and finds herself pinned by the rod. And she says, "What manner of sorcery is this?" As she tries to push on it with her hands. And you've noticed that she hasn't made any move to remove the blindfold.
Okay.
I suggest, just as a manner of protection before removing the rod, we use some of that fancy rope all of you pointed out to bind her in the meantime.
Agreed.
While we get some answers.
I ready my rope instantly when you say that.
Okay. All right. So let's say you guys tie her up. She's tied up. So
And
now
we'll remove the rod.
she complies with being bound. Tucking her legs
misread your
underneath her,
face.
very ladylike. She has an air of regality to her. There's a little bit of dignity. So she's bound, blindfolded, and did you guys remove the rod?
Yes.
Yes.
She sits up. She says, "While I thank you for my life, I must warn you that those who threatened my own will surely threaten yours. Greedy." Are you interrupting? Go ahead.
No, sorry.
Oh, she says, those driven by greed and lust for magic, the fools in their villages always trying to stay safe, if only they knew the protection of old magic. However, I do again thank you for your kindness. I must unfortunately ask another favor of you. My mirror was stolen. It is all that keeps me. Let's just go with that. It is all that keeps me. It is everything to me. I implore you, please return. The fool here sought to steal it to power his own magics, and, well, I'm sure you can see the fate that befell him. However, his accomplice got away, along with one of their damned infernal machine. I would be forever indebted to you if you could retrieve the mirror for me.
I ask, of what importance is this mirror?
The world. It means more to me than the lives of all of you here. It means more to me than my own life.
I just push further. Why?
I'm trying to think of how she would respond. So give me a sec.
Okay. Also, I don't do it in, like, a mean tone, just kind of a bewildered, what? Why? Come on, lady.
You would understand if you knew my people, if you knew my past.
Well, can't argue that. I don't know anything about you, so...
Well, we'd like to help you, but we may also need your help in turn. We're headed to the temple that's nearby for our own purposes, and I suspect that whoever took your mirror is headed there as well. Can you give us any information that might be useful in traversing the temple, or who we might encounter there?
Retrieve my mirror and I will grant you my aid.
May I ask your name?
Absolutely. I am the Lady Ophi Anguis.
Can you spell that out, please?
O-P-H-I-E.
Okay.
And Anguis is A-N-G-U-I-S.
Okay.
The Anguis family has long since left this world. I am all that remains.
And I'm assuming I don't know anything about that name.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out what fucking pun or anagram this is.
One last question for me.
Mm-hmm.
How would one capture an elemental? I've been racking my brain about this.
She cocks her head to the side and just kind of shakes it. I don't know.
Right? Okay. Thank you, anyway.
I go to Untire.
Whoa!
Yeah, I stop
whoa!
him. I just kind of put my hand, like, wait. Like, not mean, just, like, chill.
Zane, I don't think you would even go to Untire at the moment.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then I do not.
And this is a deadly creature.
Yeah, if we agree to look for your mirror, can you promise us that you won't kill us if we untie you? At the very least.
I give you my word that I will attack none of you, provided that you are on the quest to retrieve my mirror.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold up my hands to the group, just like, well, there you have it.
I just scoff. Too trusting.
The object which you seek from me is of more value than anything else that I can possibly imagine.
Yeah, we get it. We'll find your mirror.
Well, I don't seem to have much choice. I suppose I'll be waiting here.
You can't give us any information about the temple in the meantime.
I will assist you should you retrieve it.